Good morning and welcome back to the channel. And today we're talking about joint tenancy, separation, and why taking action to sever a joint tenancy could protect your share of the property. Joint tenancy is common among couples who buy a home together. It comes with benefits, such as the right of survivorship, meaning if one owner dies, the other automatically inherits the property. But in the context of a separation, joint tenancy can become a real risk if you don't act quickly. We recently worked with a client who was separating from their partner. They had a mortgage together and were listed as joint tenants. They assumed that because the property was in both names, their interest was safe. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that joint tenancy means you don't own a fixed share. You own the whole property together. If the other party decided to sell or transfer their interest without agreement, it could affect your equity, leaving you exposed to financial loss. Severing a joint tenancy converts it into a tenancy in common. That might sound technical, but the practical effect is simple. You then own a defined share of the property, usually 50%, but it can be agreed differently. Once this is in place, your equity is protected, and you have a clearer legal position when negotiating division or sale. So the process itself is straightforward, but it really must be done correctly. It involves serving a notice of severance on the other joint tenant, and then registering it with the land registry. Once this is completed, each party's share is legally recognized, and importantly, the right of survivorship no longer applies. This can be particularly important if there's tension or uncertainty during a separation. In one case we handled, a client severed their joint tenancy early and later discovered the ex-partner had taken steps to reduce their equity. Because the severance was in place, their share was secure. Without it, they could have lost thousands of pounds. Timing is critical. Delaying action can leave you vulnerable, especially if your ex is taking control of the property or making financial decisions that affect its value. Even if you are in the middle of negotiations about a sale or transfer, severing the joint tenancy early can give you leverage and peace of mind. It's also worth noting that severing a joint tenancy doesn't force a sale or affect the mortgage itself. It simply clarifies ownership. From there, you can negotiate a buyout, agree on the sale of the property, or decide how to manage your shares going forward. At Blackstone Solicitors, we guide clients through this often confusing area of property law with practical advice and support. We help ensure your equity is protected during a difficult time, and that you understand the implications of joint tenancy versus tenancy in common. If you are separating from a partner and want to safeguard your property share, don't delay. Early legal advice can make all the difference. If you found this video useful, give it a like, subscribe for more practical property law insights, and get in touch with our team for tailored guidance on severing joint tenancy.